Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys watched the 11 things I wish I knew my last semester of college, I talked about this in there, but recently I've just noticed a lot of people talking about how social media is super toxic, and I know that that's kind of always been a conversation, but I think just in my personal life it's popped up more, people saying that, and I just don't feel that way. And I was like, huh, why, you know? So I realized that the reason that I don't feel like social media is super toxic is because I unfollow a lot of people, I mute people, I block people. I just really make sure that what I'm consuming, like the things that I'm watching, I just make sure that it's like people that I care about, my friends, people that have a positive attitude, the influencers that I choose to follow, that I choose to watch. And it's not just Instagram, it's also like YouTube, the podcast that I listen to will talk about books, like all of the things that I choose to be the consumer of. I'm really careful and make sure that like I leave all of those things feeling better than when I started the video, you know? Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through some of those things. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, join the fam, and yeah. Let's start with YouTube, because the thing about YouTube is that it's a lot for me to ask you guys to take 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes out of your day to watch me do something, you know? And I feel the same way about how, like other people, you know? Like if somebody uploads a video, you're asking a lot of me to take out 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of my day to watch you. Yeah, so these are the people that I really, really love to watch. So my like number one, my OG, she's like probably the first YouTuber that I ever followed, and I love her. And that's Sarah's Day. So Sarah's Day, her name's actually Sarah Stevens, and Stevens, right? Stevenson? No, I think it's Stevens. She's on the internet everywhere as Sarah's Day, and she actually just had her baby, like, yes, yesterday. She's been pregnant. Her videos are probably gonna be like a little off right now because she just literally gave birth. So I imagine that her upload schedule is gonna be a little bit weird, but normally she uploads every 3 days. Way back when I had no idea what I was doing in the gym and was a little bit lost on my health and fitness journey, I found Sarah, and her whole thing is like, listen to your body, eat intuitively, do workouts that make you feel good. And so I just loved that mentality. And so that's kind of the mentality that I've adopted over my years. I'm not that old, but you know what I mean. So like over the time that I've been doing this, that's kind of how I adopted that mentality, was by watching her videos and really taking in everything that she had to say. I also really appreciate her because like all of her videos have value. Like she never uploads a video and then you watch it and you're like, what was I supposed to get from that? You know what I mean? That's kind of like in my YouTubing, what I've tried to adopt is to be like, I never want to upload a video and have somebody watch something for 25 minutes and be like, what was I supposed to get out of that? Like, I just watched you walk around. You know what I mean? That's where a lot of my inspiration has come from. She focuses a lot on health, and she's Australian, so like, she's just fun to listen to. Another thing is that I love her community. Like the people who follow her are all, I mean, you know, there's some people where I'm like, for the most part, her community is super, super kind, and I know that because she has a Facebook group, and I'm in the Facebook group. I have a couple of friends that I've like added to the Facebook group. I've like peer pressured all my friends to be obsessed with Sarah's Day. So she has a Facebook group and everybody talks in there. It's a really good community. People go in and ask diet questions, they ask fitness questions, they ask life questions, and everyone just like gives them advice and shares tips and tricks. So I think that that's a really, really great community. She also has a podcast, which is unfortunately not super consistent, and they've been working on it, but it's her and her boyfriend, Kurt. If you're Sarah, that's how she says it, because she's Australian. And unfortunately, the podcast is not super consistent, but when they do upload, I love it. I just wish that they were more consistent, but again, they just had a child, so I get it. Yeah, and then she also has an Instagram account, which is like the most beautiful photos I've ever seen in my life. And then she also has an ebook if you're looking for that sort of thing to like be working out with. I believe it's like $70 or $80. So then the next YouTuber that I watch, and I actually started watching this person like maybe a little bit less than a year ago. I want to say that I found her in like May or June. and that is GraceFit UK. You may recognize that name because she makes resistance bands that are super popular, the GraceFit UK resistance bands. She used to be with Gymshark, but she's not anymore because she's focusing on her own business. I love Grace because she's health and fitness, but she's also really business based. She goes to college at Oxford University. She's British, obviously, GraceFit UK. Yeah, and so like she's in college and she's like the smartest person. Like every time she talks, I'm just like, you're so smart. I really like her because she is very opinionated, but like explains herself. Like I see where she's coming from. Like she's very good at talking. She's very articulate. She's very open. I really, really like her. But she also like goes out and parties. So I feel like she's really good at balancing being healthy, being fit, getting good grades, running a business, and then also like going somewhere with your friends and having a good time and whatever. And she's vegan, which like I'm not vegan, but like she talks a lot about like vegan fashion. That's for me a little bit more doable with where I am right now than being a full-on vegan. So she just came out with like a vegan shoe line. Oh yeah, so again, right now she's like in the middle of her exam, so I think she's taking, she said 2 weeks off of YouTube. This might be the second week, so she might be back next week. She's really, really inspiring and like just knows a lot about business. So if that's something you're looking for, she's like a health, fitness, business, lifestyle college influencer. Yeah, okay, and so then the last YouTuber, okay, so this is actually a new YouTuber that I started watching like maybe 2 weeks ago. She came up on my recommended page and I was like, oh, that looks fun, so I clicked on it. So her name is Maggie McDonald, and the thing about Maggie is that she's not really, she does like SoulCycle and she eats healthy, but she's not like, I wouldn't consider her like a health and fitness YouTuber. She's more like a lifestyle YouTuber. Her vlogs are all aesthetically pleasing because she's like very obviously like has money, but she doesn't like flex. You know what I mean? Like she's never like showing off how much money she has. She's very like to the point. She's also very appreciative of the money she has. She's just always talking about like, I know that this is a really nice thing, but like I paid for it, I worked for it. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't mind it as much as other people because I don't feel like she's like, look at all the money I have. But I love her style. It's very like minimalistic and cool. Like her whole, she just uploaded an apartment tour and it's all like white and marble and gold. It's really, really pretty. Her videos, not the apartment tour. The apartment tour was the first time that I was like, wow, this is like a nice lengthy video. But the rest of her videos are a little bit short for my taste. I love a like 20 to 30 minute video because I feel like that's replacing my like TV time. Like I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube. And her videos are normally like 8 minutes long. For me, they're like a little bit short, but I enjoy watching her videos. Yeah, she just vlogs. She's like a lifestyle vlogger. So Sarah's Day, GraceFit UK, Maggie McDonald. Right now those are like my top 3 of every time they upload. I'm like, I have to watch it now, you know? So then let's go on to podcasts. The thing about podcasts is that podcasts are so hard to find. There's not like an easy way to search podcasts, you know? It's like, unless someone tells you about it or you randomly come across it, they're a little bit more difficult to find than other stuff. Oh, I was like, what does that say? I can't read my own handwriting. So my like #1 podcast is the Skinny Confidential Him and Her podcast, which is Lauren Everts and her husband. My friend Bianca, who also has a YouTube channel, which is awesome. She vlogs and she's in college. She's about to graduate. It's really inspiring. So definitely go check her out. I'll link all of these below. But she turned me on to this. She told me about this and I'm obsessed. Lauren Everts, The Skinny Confidential, is like a blog, a book. They do all kinds of stuff. She has an Instagram account too, but the podcast and the blog are where you're gonna get like the most value. But I really love the podcast because they interview different people, and so it's always very interesting and you learn a lot. Lauren's big thing is that she's super specific about everything. Like she always wants the details, and I really, really appreciate that because I'm like that too. I always want the details. I'm like, no, I know that you did that, but how did you do it? I need you to take me from step 1 to now. I hate when you're listening to an interview and they just like glaze over something and you're like, wait, no, can you go back? Like, ah. Lauren and her husband both ask the right questions. I'm never listening to an interview and I'm like, why did they ask them that? You know, like they're really good about really getting everything that you want to hear. Lauren has a lot of really good, just like simple tips and tricks that are like easy to implement, which is like the best because I hate when it's like, I want to live a healthier lifestyle. And then it's like, great, well, buy these 26 things and eat kale. But she has like very good, just like simple tips and tricks. Some of them are expensive, some of them are more difficult, some of them are so easy, some, you know, and so they're really like all over the place. So I feel like it's a good balance between like just like simple stuff, or like you could really like change your whole lifestyle if you wanted to just by listening to her and implementing everything. And she's very consistent with all the things. Like she always talks about this like certain kind of coffee, like all the stuff that she puts in her coffee, and she posts about it all the time. I feel like she tries out a lot of different stuff, but then when she finds something that she likes, she's like, no, that's what I like, I'm dedicated to that. I love that. Yeah, and they're really, really funny. My next one is, okay, so I love this podcast, but I feel like for some people it might be a little bit like out there, and this is the Manifestation Babe. You guys have heard me talk about her before. I really love her because for me, things that really work for me is like self-motivating, self-discipline. Those are the things that I work really well with, and like she does a very good job of like sharing mantras, sharing experiences and stuff like that, and that's just how I work best. Like if I'm anxious, I literally just have to like meditate on like, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm trying to think of like one of hers that she says. She always says that like if you're stressed about your job or like something didn't go right, then you always say to yourself, my success is inevitable and I'm always on the right path. For me, little mantras like that work really, really well. And so I really love her. She talks a lot about money and like how to manifest money. I think that's where her like bread and butter is like manifesting money, because she grew up not very wealthy and is now like traveling the world. She's really, really cool. Again, I think for some people she might be a little bit out there. I also love her because she's like in this like spirituality space, but also is like very down to earth and like very real, is blunt and curses and does all of that, which I just appreciate in a person because I'm like, okay, you're a real person. So yeah, I love that. And then my last podcast, which actually is not one singular podcast, but many, many podcasts, is The Betches. And The Betches is like, I guess they're a media company because they have 2 books, they have like 5 million podcasts, they have like Instagram accounts, they have a blog, they do email letters, but it's like divided up between their podcast, if that makes any sense. So like my favorite podcasts that they have are Diet Starts Tomorrow, Morning Toast, and The Sup. Absolutely hysterical. You can just search Betches, but it's like B-E-T Betch. Yeah, B-E-T-C-H-E-S. That looks so weird written down. Yeah, so it's like Betches, and that's literally how they all talk. They're like they're like Sammy and Aileen, and this is literally how they all talk about everything. It's just really, really funny. Diet Starts Tomorrow is their like health and fitness one. That's Aileen and Sammy, and I listen to that one a lot. I think it comes out, I never like keep track of like when podcasts come out. I just get the notification and I listen to it. The Morning Toast comes out every morning from Monday to Friday. And then The Sup, I believe, comes out on like Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. Yeah, The Morning Toast is just like their whole thing is like, these are the top 5 things you need to know before you take a bite out of your morning toast. And then The Sup is like news and stuff. I will say that that's a very lefty way to get your news. So if you're not quite on the liberal train, I don't think you'll like it. It's super funny and I really appreciate it. So yeah, those are like definitely my top 3 from The Betches, but they also have like You Up, and which my friend Jamie absolutely loves. She loves that one. And God, I'm like blanking on what they all are right now. They literally have like 8, but they're really great and they're really funny. They're funny, but they like have so much value to them. To be honest, the way that they talk, you'd kind of feel like, what? They're all like very knowledgeable, and if they're not, they're very like they call each other out, and like it's just really fun. Yeah, okay, so then moving on to Instagram accounts. I feel like Instagram is where we like most commonly consume content. When I open my phone, the first app I click on is Instagram. And so these are like my top 3 on Instagram. My first one, and none of these are like in a particular order, they're just kind of like the order that I thought about them in. So it's not like this is like my first, second, third, like it's just, I just thought about them and wrote them down in this order. My first one is Healthy Chef Steph, and I actually found her because she's friends with Grace Fit UK, and Healthy Chef Steph, her name's Stephanie, but she also has a YouTube channel. She is a vegan health and fitness like vlogger, influencer, I guess, but she also is a dancer. She runs these events called Stay Sassy, and they're like confidence building events, and so she goes and she teaches everybody like a dance combo, and this is like what I'm gathering. I've never been to one, but she teaches everybody like a dance combination, and they do it in heels and feel sassy and fun, and then they like meditate on stuff and they talk about things, and she provides food, and it's just, I mean, I want to go to one. They look really, really fun. But so that's like her big thing that she does. She's also vegan. She's very into like community service and like community service. That sounds like she got arrested. She's very into like helping the community, and for somebody who, like, you can tell is making a lot of money, is going on a lot of these trips for free, she's very down to earth and like so grateful for what she has, and she puts her mom on there sometimes, and her mom is like the cutest human in the whole world. Yeah, definitely check out her. Healthy Chef Steph. Okay, so this next one, a lot of people watch her. It's Whitney Simmons, and I know a lot of people love her YouTube videos. I used to really love Whitney's YouTube videos, and now I'm kind of like backing off of them a lot. I don't mind like a chatty sit down every now and then, but like all of her videos are like chatty sit downs or a workout video, and workout videos on YouTube I think are kind of difficult because I want something that I can like save to my collection, like on Instagram where I can like save it to my collection and take it to the gym. But sometimes I feel like the videos are, I don't know, like kind of annoying. Like it's just like I don't use it. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't love her YouTube videos as much as I used to, but her Instagram is fantastic, and that's where she uploads a lot of her workouts, and she uploads a lot of like HIIT stuff, a lot of ab circuits on there. So I really, really love her Instagram, and Whitney is just such a like bright light. Like I wish she vlogged weekly but she doesn't put any of her personal life on the internet, which I totally understand, totally respect, but I wish she did. But you know, to each his own. She's such a like light, and she always says, like, she starts all of her videos with saying it's a beautiful day to be alive. She has like shirts and stuff that say it too. She's just like a very positive person. Yeah, so I really like her a lot. I like having her on my Instagram feed because I feel like there's a little positivity for my day. And then the other person that I really love is, okay, I might not be saying this right, Hannah Oberg? O-B-E-R-G. She is another Gymshark athlete. Whitney's also a Gymshark athlete. She uploads like the best workouts. Like her workouts are so good, and she has the cutest dog. I feel like she's really, really positive and is like very grateful for what she has and is very down to earth. Where I like really get value from her is from the workouts that she uploads. They're just very, they're very like to the point. She tells you exactly how to do them, and like she just shows you, like she just does like, it's just videos of like her working out, but she'll like point to things, and I don't know, it's just like very clear that you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Check her out. She's awesome and stunning. So those are my Instagram accounts: Healthy Chef Steph, Whitney Simmons, Hannah Oberg. Somebody comment below. My camera like stopped recording, so I had to go back, and I realized that I have this like red thing right here. I don't know what's going on. My skin's super sensitive, so sometimes if I like now it's probably gonna get like double as red because I just touched it. Moving on to books. Okay, so I only have one book because I feel like this is the only book that I have gone back, like read multiple times, really, really love it, is The War of Art. And The War of Art is by Stephen Pressfield. Oh, it's literally here, Stephen Pressfield. It's The War of Art, break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. Love this book. It is like a little bit harsh. Like he's a very blunt person, you know, very in your face. He's kind of an ass, but I kind of like it because there's like there's no fluff. It's very easy to read. A lot of things, like it's all separated. It's not like a book that has every page full. It's like you could wake up and like just read a page a day, and then like take that and like set it as an intention, and then just like live your day thinking about that little passage. Some of them are longer than others, but most of them are like 3/4 of a page. So that's how he wrote the book, and I just found that like super easy to read. I didn't have to like finish the whole chapter to get to the point. I could literally just read a page a day if I wanted to, and it was very, very easy to read. So this is called The War of Art, which makes you think that it's gonna be really focused on like creatives, which it kind of is. You know, like he's writing it from like the perspective of being a writer, and which is a very creative job, obviously. And so I think that kind of it is, but also a lot of the lessons in there could be put, I mean, like they could be put towards like anything. They can be put towards like an athlete, somebody who wants to start a diet, or somebody who wants to like start going to the gym more, artists, entrepreneurs. I think that if you're trying to like climb the ladder at like some sort of company, like you got an internship, you know, like anything like that, it's really more just like how to get through your procrastination. Some of these like creative blocks, like I understand where he's coming from with that, but I think that anyone who reads this would get a lot of value from it. The first time I read this, I read it as an actor, and then the second time I read this, I kind of was reading it more with the perspective of like YouTube, like creating videos and coming up with content and stuff like that, more of like from like a content creator, I guess, sort of perspective on it. I feel like I read two different books, you know what I mean? So it's a really great book. It's one of those that you can like read multiple times and you'll get a lot of value from it. So yeah, that's the only book that I have. Oh, I asked around, and I asked my Facebook group specifically what their favorite resources were, because like, you know, other people are gonna like things that I don't like. And then I just like asked some of my friends, and I feel like the most common one was Blogilates. A lot of people love Blogilates, and I like some of the Blogilates workouts, but I'm not like a Blogilates fanatic. Cassie's just like a little much for me sometimes. That's the girl who runs it. But a lot of people love Blogilates. I think that she has really great workouts. I still go back and do Abs on Fire, which is like probably like 3 or 4 years old at this point, but I still go back and do it all the time. Another one that I heard multiple times was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Oh, and then the other one that a lot of people said they loved was Whitney Simmons on YouTube. So again, like that's an example of like something that like I may not be a huge fan of, but like other people love. So if you have a resource that you love, whether it's a blog, a YouTube, a podcast, Instagram, book, TV show, whatever it is, comment it below, and yeah, we'll just all share our tips and tricks about our resources and spread the good word. All right guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you, and definitely go check out all those people. I'll have everybody that I mentioned linked below, so you guys can definitely go check them out. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna upload a lot of fun stuff coming up all about health, fitness, wellness, life, being a human. Stick around for that. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Oh, and never forget, how did I even forget to mention this, guys? Never forget to love the life you lived. Bye guys, I'm gonna go to work now.